Hey guys, today on the show we're going to be talking about goals and the journey and how the two relate and how to focus on the journey and not get so distracted with that goal that you forget why you're living this life and what the purpose of what it is that you're trying to accomplish in this life. So enjoy the show. Let's go get into it. Hey guys, and happy Friday. Welcome to Facebook Friday. My name's Erik of the Orange Stack, and thanks for joining us every week as we go live, 10 o'clock-ish. We're a little late today. We had a couple of technical difficulties over here, but we're figuring things out. And we are trying to change the format of the show just a bit. I've been told I talk too fast, so we're going to try to slow things down today and get a little bit more into the details and how to help you guys in your business in everything that you're doing real estate related. So again, thanks for joining us here. My name is Erik Hammond. We run a marketing agency here that's designed to help you, the real estate agent, grow your business, expand, do new things, and just change your mindset. That's probably the biggest thing that I realize most agents struggle with is the mindset. And so we're going to get into today about focusing on, well, to back up a little bit, I think of a lot of people in real estate, they focus on the dream, right? The goal, what it is that they're trying to accomplish in this life. I'm actually looking past the camera right now because on the wall in front of me is my dream board. And we'll get into that a little bit more, but I think so many people focus on the dream and what they're trying to accomplish. And there's nothing wrong with having that dream. There's nothing wrong with having a goal. But I think so many people miss the opportunity to consider what this life's about and what it is that you're trying to accomplish during this life, the whole journey to get to that end goal, right? So I got my notes. Hopefully you can take some notes and consider some of the things that we're going to talk about in today's show. So again, thanks for being here every week. I wanted to make a quick announcement too. We're actually going to be starting another show on Mondays. So this show is Fridays, every Friday, 10 o'clock, live on Facebook. And we're actually going to be doing a similar type of content or similar type of a show environment, but we're going to be calling it hashtag Ask Erik Hammond. What happened is I get a ton of questions every week. We get classes that we teach and we get people who are constantly asking me different questions. How do I do this? What do I do on Facebook? How do I use YouTube? Where do I post on LinkedIn? All these type of questions. And so every week we're going to cover the top 3 to 4 questions that we've got that week and bring this value to you. So if you're interested in learning more, again, we're going to go over marketing, mindset, business growth, different strategies. This is going to be something that you probably want to tune into. So every Monday, 10 a.m., we're going to be on the show and get your questions answered. We're not doing like a call-in show yet, but I'd love to get to that point where we actually had a speakerphone out here and you guys can call in live and ask your questions. But if you want to submit them, just send us a direct message to the Orange Stack on Facebook and we'll be able to get your questions queued up in there and make sure that we give you some good content that way. So bring your questions. This week, we've already got the questions lined up. There's going to be some good ones in there, so get excited for that. So back to the content, right? So I talk to a lot of people and I'm like, why are you in real estate? Why'd you get into this business? And kind of figuring out what their thought pattern was with that. Some people obviously love houses and they like the idea of real estate. And some people I know have got into it for real estate investing. And that was me. I went to a school to learn how to manage projects. My degree was in construction management. So I went to school. They taught me basically how to run contractors, how to, fill out scope of work, how to work with the city, how to get permits, all that kind of stuff, how to build a house, basically. I ended up going into commercial construction. We managed multi-million dollar projects in the Bay Area. Most of the work that I did was for Apple and Cisco, big projects. We built the tallest building in San Jose back in 2006 and 7, those years. So a lot of fun projects. And that was my mindset. I love construction. I like building things, working with Legos and all that kind of stuff when I was a kid. And I think that I just had that mindset. And so I went to school for it, graduated, enjoyed a short career in construction until about 2009 when the economy collapsed and everybody was losing their job, right? Like in our company, I think there was like 550 people that lost their job. In a matter of 3 months, our company lost over $1 billion worth of work. So I was out. There was no chance that I was getting another job in construction anytime soon. And I'd been watching that show, Flip This House, for a while, right? It just kind of got me excited about houses and real estate and flipping. And the big thing of it was that these guys were making 20, 40, 60, even $100,000 on one house. And I thought, man, that'd be cool. It's just this access to a lot of cash at that time. And I thought that was something that I want to do. Maybe I'll retire when I'm 30 was my thought. And, I didn't really think much past that. I just thought, well, let's just make all this money and then we'll sail around the world or do something fun or live in a van down by the river. Who knows what we're going to do. I didn't think past 30 though. I was 24, 25 at the time. But the point is like, it was just that end kind of goal and what I was trying to get to. I didn't think about the journey along the way and the things that I was learning. I was always 5-10 years down the road that I was focused on. So So I got into real estate for the investing side of it. We started flipping houses back in '09 and really enjoyed that. We got into some rentals later, and it was just, again, it worked with my mindset and being able to take something ugly and broken and bring it into something that was, beautiful, clean, nice, well done. And that was kind of what I got into. And then as the economy kind of shifted again in 14, 15, those kind of years, we helped build a real estate team here in San Diego, and we worked with the retail side of things. And that's where a lot of my retail transaction experience came from. So I understand the investing side, the property management side, definitely the rehab side, and definitely more so the retail transaction side of selling homes with buyers and sellers. And so, I didn't get in it to work with the buyer. I didn't get into real estate because I love meeting with people and dealing with clients and having to hold someone's hand along the way and helping them, get through this challenging time of their life, or helping them make that decision on one of the biggest investments they're ever going to make in their life. I'm more of the numbers and business side of it. So I enjoyed, thinking, how much are we going to spend on this kitchen to fix it, and how much of an ROI is that going to bring for the property? Or if we buy this property and, the monthly payment is X and the cash flow is going to be this, how well is our money working for us? Or as we were working on our real estate business, how can we get in front of more clients? How can we increase the conversion ratio of our website? How can we call more people? How can we deal with these type of problems that came up? And so my mind is more of a fixing mentality. And now you're probably wondering, where are we going with this? How does this help? I got into real estate for different reasons than probably you did. Why did you get into real estate? What was kind of the main driver for that? Did you get in it to work with the clients? Did you get in it because you like showing people houses? Are you that more helpful, friendly type of personality? Are you the more, I got to fix things and help people repair their house before it's sold? Or did you just get into real estate because you're like, hey, I've seen a lot of people make a lot of money in this field. This is what I want to do because it's a quick access to a lot of cash. I've met people who, 20 years old, they're like, this is my path. This is what I want to do. Real estate's the thing that I want to focus on. Other people, they live a career. They have a life for 20, 30 years in another industry. And then they come into real estate when they're 50 or 55 years old. And, they've got a lot of friends. They're social. They're outgoing. They know a lot about the real estate market already because maybe they've owned rental properties, but they got into real estate because it's just kind of a social reason for them. And they're looking for that shift in life because maybe they didn't enjoy the last 20 years as much, or maybe their job changed, or they didn't have the ability to keep doing that for the next 20 years of their life. Lots of different reasons. If you got into real estate for the money, you probably got into it for the wrong reason, is my point. If you're just driven by that dollar and that goal of earning more money, you're probably at it at the wrong reason. So I had a couple notes here and some things to think about. But again, I think that if you put your primary focus on the end goal, what are you trying to accomplish? I'm looking here at my dream board, and I wish I could show you a picture of it. Maybe we'll add a picture of it later. But I've got some house pictures on there. I've got some cars that I want to own. I've got some cities of places that I'd love to own a house someday. I've got some dude with like a six-pack and he's all ripped and just super in shape. I've got old cars that I like, just different things, right? Like those are the things that when I'm struggling, I can sit back in my chair and I can look up and be like, that's why I'm doing this. But it's not the thing that I focus on 100% of the time. It's not, okay, Eric, I got to show up for work today so I can drive that car. That's not why I'm here every day. I've realized that I enjoy the journey more so than the result. Think about it this way. If you're going to go, so I'm in San Diego right now, and if I was in San Diego, which I am, and I decided, you know what, I want to go to New York, and I want to get to New York, and that's my goal. That's a long ways away. It's like 3,000 plus miles, probably take you 3 or 4 days to get there. Is my goal to get there and to hang out in New York and be downtown and enjoy that? My wife's over here, and she'd probably say, yeah, I want to go to New York because I want to be in New York. I want to go to New York because I want to spend the time to get to New York. It would be the drive for me. It would be the road trip and the adventure of getting there. It'd be going through all these states that I'd never been before and spending time in the car with my kids and making memories. And it's the joy of the experience getting there, more so than the actual item that's at the end of that road, right? So again, for let's just say your goal is $1 million and you're like, that's why I got into real estate, because I want $1 million. I guess the question is, what's that $1 million going to do for you? Is it going to be able to buy your dream house? Is it going to allow you to travel? Is it going to be able to let you spend more time with your kids? What's the reason for that goal? And if you only say that, my goal is to have $1 million and you don't get more specific than that, then probably I haven't even figured that out yet. You probably don't quite know what you're doing. So take some time this weekend, it's Friday, if you watch this today, or maybe it's Monday when you watch this, but take some time today and really consider what the reason is behind your goal. What's on your vision board? Why did you put that there, and what's the reason behind it? For me, I love cars. I enjoy driving them. They're a lot of fun. I like working on them. I like driving them fast. I got a lot of tickets in my day, but I like having those kind of things. And so owning a bunch of different cars is fun to me. It's not the status quo that I'm looking for. I mean, I've got some expensive cars on there. One of them's like a $400,000 car. And it's not the fact that I'm going to get this car and I'm going to park it in the garage and I'm going to say, okay, I checked that one off the list. I got that awesome G-Wagon that I wanted. No, it's the fact that I got to drive a freaking awesome Mercedes, that it's going to be orange, that it's going to look different and stand out, and it's going to be a cool car, and I'm going to take it off-road and do all sorts of fun stuff with it. That's why I want it. I've got a goal of owning a mid-century modern Eichler home, and if you don't know what an Eichler home is, go check it out. It's one of those flat-roofed houses with the atrium right in the middle of the house. It's not the fact that I want a flat roof house, it's the lifestyle that I'm going to have while I'm in that house. It's the fact that I can be in my house and see outdoors and have the outdoor-indoor experience. It's something that's been on my mind for a while, right? The goal is enjoying that product at the end. So if you just say I want $1 million, or I want a fancy Rolex, or I want an awesome house, or an amazing car, think about why you're trying to get there, or what it is that you're going to have and do with it once you have it. And then back up and think about the journey for a sec. Where are you along this journey? Do you have 20 years left, 30 years left? Do you have maybe 5 or 10 years left? I was talking to one of our clients yesterday and he's like, you know what, Eric, it's 10 years. That's it. I'm out in 10 years. We're going to do as much as we can these next 10 years and then I'm out. And I said, that's awesome. I'm glad you know that you're out. And in my head, I'm thinking, what are you going to do when you're out? Do you want to just hang out on the beach all day? Do you want to go fishing? Do you want to hang out with your kids? Do you want to travel? Like, what happens when you're out? And I'm glad that he knows that 10 years is the day and that he's got that ability to do that. But I would say, what's going on in your life? If you're in your 30s, 40s, you still got a ways. I have another friend who, I think he was 34, if I remember, 34 years old. He is a person of detail and numbers, and he knows his math, and he knows where he is financially. And he's one of my huge mentors in real estate, and I appreciate him. But I remember him telling me one day, he said, you know what? I don't have to work anymore. I literally could be out tomorrow and enjoy the rest of my life with my family. I could travel. I could enjoy the lifestyle that I've set up and continue on this path for as long as I want because my lifestyle is covered with the assets that I've created in this life. Yet here we are 7 years later and he's still showing up to work. He loves his job. He's so passionate about what he does. He loves helping people. He loves teaching people. He loves having deep conversations about what people are stuck in. He's in the journey and he loves the journey, probably more so than the goal at the end of the road. So where are you on this path? Do you enjoy every day when you get out of bed? Or are you thinking, man, I'm so excited to go and meet with my clients today. I'm excited to pick up the phone. I'm excited to go prospect. I'm excited to knock doors, to build websites, to get myself out there and work in the real estate field. Or do you lay in bed and hit snooze 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times thinking, man, it's nice and cozy in here. I wish I could just hang out here all day. And I'll admit I have those days. Today I got up a little earlier because we went to my daughter's thing at school. And it would have been easy to just keep hitting snooze. But I knew that I had to get up and I had to work out and I had to do my thing and I had to prepare for the show today. But if you live your life every single day where you'd rather just stay in bed or just watch Netflix and chill or just do something else besides what you're here to do, you probably are in the wrong field. You're probably doing the wrong thing. And life's too short to be doing something that you don't love. I've switched my careers a ton of times. Like I've done this and that and here and there. I changed my major, I think it was like 6 or 7 times when I was in school. I had no idea what I was doing. And if you feel like you picked this path because it got you on this momentum, and again, you're here for the money, but you don't love it, you're just here because you think that there's a way to make money and you think that maybe you're gonna earn that dollar faster here than somewhere else. You're probably right. There is a way to earn money quite faster in real estate if you've got that mindset and determination and you can figure it out. And I know people who have made an incredible amount of money in a short period of time. It is possible, but it doesn't mean that it will happen for you. There's probably something in your mind that you're thinking about while you're at work. I remember when I was in my construction job and I was in our job trailer, and back then the Wi-Fi was super slow, but I had downtime during the day. You know, there's this period of time between 2 and 4 where not much was happening, and I got caught up on all my work, and I had the ability to just kind of surf the web and do whatever I wanted. And I remember scrolling, looking at cars and reading about houses and, you know, checking out properties around the area that we could get into. My mind was somewhere else, and I knew that my mind wasn't in it. One of the main reasons that I got into construction when I was younger is because of my dad. And I think a lot of people make decisions based on what their parents think that they might want and love. I grew up with a dad who came from the construction industry. He owned an HVAC company his whole life. He'd still work there today if he could. But things changed and he's out. But he still loves that construction side of things. He taught me to build my own stuff and repair my own things and fix things around the house that broke. And it was good and practical. But I think I got into that degree because of him a lot, not because it was something that I was passionate about. And I had no idea what I was passionate about back then. And what I learned from that is that, you've got to figure out what you want. And until you know, just kind of follow a path until you figure out where that fork in the road is that takes you to where you need to be. But if you're here and you're still doing it and you don't love it, and there's something else that you're thinking about, maybe explore those options. I love how Gary Vee talks about, other passions in life. He said, if you're a mom and you're in your 40s and you have a passion for, let's just take art, right? Like maybe take an art class after your kids go to school and you do something during the day, or you bought a couple paints at Joann's or whatever, and you want to go do something with painting. Spend some time painting, explore that hobby and that lifestyle and what it is that you're thinking about. And maybe it's just an hour a week or an hour a day or whatever it is. And that's something that you get excited about. Figure out how to make that work. Maybe there's a way that you can explore that and sell your paintings to support yourself. And maybe it's just a side thing right now, but maybe it becomes a bigger thing and a full-time thing. I guarantee that there's probably some sorts of income right now that you need to live off of. Maybe it's real estate, maybe it's a spouse's income or something like that. But if you could just devote an hour a week or an hour a day into something to explore that hobby, something that you're excited about, your life will probably be that much more fulfilling. And I know we're getting super philosophical here, and we're getting definitely in the head today, but life's too short to do something that you don't love every single day. Again, if you have to get up and feel like you're grinding and working and just struggling to get through the day, probably need to take a step back, maybe even take a week off. Get out a piece of paper and just write down some of the things that you might do if money wasn't an issue, and consider how you could make those things possible. Maybe you want to explore photography or writing or recording, producing video. Maybe you get into art. Maybe you make skateboards or you become a professional surfer. Like the sky's the limit. I remember back in 1996, there was a book that was written and the guy who wrote it said that there was 38,000 different career possibilities for somebody who's graduating school at that period of time. 38,000 in 96. Remember, this is pre-smartphone, pre-internet as we know it today, pre-app, the girl over in the corner with the voice of the A, right? You know what I'm talking about? Like, there's so much stuff that has come out since 1998. That was 21 years ago. Can you imagine how many different possibilities there are for a career today? And I'm not trying to talk you out of real estate, because real estate's incredible and it's so much fun when it's fun and it's so stressful when it's stressful. But to be honest, the failure rate's huge. Tom Ferry grabbed my hand when I met him for the first time and he shook it and he said, you know what? The failure rate is 87% in this industry. Don't be a statistic. And I realized that people get into this industry because they think it's easy, or they think it's fun, or they think they're gonna make money really quick. And then a few months goes by and they sell 1, 2, maybe 3 houses that year, and they might make $10,000, $12,000, $20,000. And they think, why did I get into this? This is not that easy. This is not what I was looking for. And then they're out. They realize it quickly on. So if you're still in that battlefield and you're struggling and maybe you're making enough money to get by, figure out something else that you are passionate about that you can chase. And I guess I would get to the point is, again, don't focus on the goal. Don't focus on that thing at the end of the road that you're trying to get to. Focus on enjoying the journey. You have this 40-year period of time between getting out of school and saying, all right, I'm out. I made my thing, I hit my goal, I don't have to do this anymore. And maybe you decide after 40 years, I still love it. Be like my friend, I still love this. I still want to do it. I still want to show up and help people. That's great. But those 40 years are going to be what your life is made of. It's the thing that shaped your personality. It helped you become who you are. Find something that you love, find something that you're passionate about, and do that. Again, life's too short to do something that you don't want to do every day. So that's kind of my rant for enjoying life. I think the other side of it is pick some goals that drive you, because you're gonna have super hard, challenging, stressful days. But look up, put your vision on the wall and say, this is why I'm doing it. Maybe it's your kids. Maybe it's that fancy car. Maybe it's that house. Maybe it's the lifestyle that you're trying to get to. And if you're scratching by and saving every penny to get there, that's awesome. Go for it. Know what's gonna drive you and push you and get you through that hard day. But focus on living that life each day to day to day, and you'll enjoy it. Guys, I appreciate you being here. I know some of you stick around to the very end of this show each week, and I'm super excited. We do this show live every Friday morning, 10 a.m. Pacific. I appreciate you being here. Again, tune in on Mondays. I think we're starting March 11th. Monday, March 11th, we're going to be doing the Ask Erik show. So if you're interested, send us a DM with your questions, get everything answered you want to. Again, we're going to be talking about marketing, lifestyle, business, I've been on the phone for years. I've door knocked a ton. We've sent mailers. We know what we're doing over here. So whatever it is, ask us your questions, get into it. And thanks for following. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our newsletter because we send out some incredible content on there. That comes out Thursday mornings, 8 a.m. and subscribe to our newsletter. So thanks for being here each week. I appreciate you and I appreciate your commitment to learn and educate yourself and do more of what you love and are passionate about. So until next Friday, we'll see you then.